Hi, this is Richard Murray with another session of Parking Lot Theology. I want to talk to you today about allegory, about how we can use some of these Old Testament stories to still directly motivate, inspire, and help us today. And I want to take one of the most famous ones, David and Goliath. Where Goliath takes the field. Is there not a man who will face me, brave enough to face me? And then little shepherd David, who's defeated lions and bears with a slingshot, comes on the field and says, who is this guy to do this to the living God? And then he takes his slingshot, and we know he kills Goliath with a rock to the forehead. And we know that Goliath had like 4 or 5 brothers. And I was just thinking the other day, we all have Goliath, but it's Goliath on the inside. We have Goliaths that come to attack our thoughts. We have bad ideas that are Goliath ideas. We'll never overcome this, or we'll never get through this, or we'll never survive this. Goliath ideas about God's nature, that God is an eternal torturer and he's a smiter and a hater, and he might love us today and kill us tomorrow. All those are Goliath's ideas that need to be slain on the spot. But so what is a slingshot? Well, we know from other New Testament passages that the rock in the Old Testament was the Christ, all right? So we know that David's rock is Jesus. And I would say that it's the nature of Jesus. So David took that nature of Jesus, the goodness, the light and love of God, the God who says to James and John, who want him to call fire down on those who reject him, you don't know what spirit you're of, guys. I came to save men. I didn't come to destroy them. And the God that says that his Abba's perfect because of how he treats his enemies. He loves them. He overcomes evil with good, always with good. He turns the other cheek, walks the extra mile, blesses the enemies, blesses those who despitefully use him and accuse him. So when we walk in that kind of power, that's the slingshot. So whenever we get an unworthy idea about God, or an unworthy mindset about God, or an unworthy any sort of unworthy attack on our minds, because Paul said this is where the real fight is on the inside of us. And that's where we fight the battle in our thought life. And it's okay to be violent with your thought life in the sense that we do not tolerate, we take prisoner, Paul said, we take prisoner and take vengeance on on those thoughts which debilitate and kill us and slow us and hinder us. And so it is in the thought life. That's the one place where we can be. And that's where these allegories speak to, is our internal thoughts, our internal processes. That's where a battle is going on daily. But you know what? Jesus has won the battle, and he comes forth. Jesus is David. He comes forth, and we're with him, and we're together with him, and we throw that sling, we throw the rock, the nature of Jesus. It hits the Goliath idea right in the head. And then you remember David cut Goliath's head off. Now, we would never do that kind of thing. Just like Jesus, when he said, if your right hand offends you, cut it off. He wasn't talking literally that you cut your hand off. He was speaking figuratively. So the David story is too, at least as far as it concerns us today. So use the nature of Christ whenever an ugly thought, a debilitating thought. I actually wrote a song about this one time, and I just want to read you a verse from it. The refrain, actually. It's this battle is the Lord's, my exceeding great reward. Not by might, strength, or sword, but by my spirit, says the Lord. The Son of David lives in me. The seed of Christ has set me free. The love of God is my strong rock. My tongue is my slingshot. And giants, lions, and bears, and all my worldly cares will fall before my sling. As salvation I do sing. And when I can, I'll try to post that little refrain in the comments. It might just be a nice confession, to make on certain days or with certain challenges. I hope it blesses you. Thanks.